That said, what are we looking for on April 15th? April 17th, sorry.
17th. Yeah. I'm hoping to make that one too. Well, hopefully they don't look like what they did Saturday on their second scrimmage. Hopefully there's a little bit more of a, the quarterback receiver relationship is on a better level than it was. I've been to scrimmages where they were really bad and then they turn out to have a wonderful year. I remember Tyler Wilson's scrimmage, his red-white scrimmage back in the Petrino era, and fans were not happy about what they saw for the most part. Not that there were all bad things. He went on and was great. And I'm talking pre-2011, obviously not 2012. But I hope that the receiver, quarterback, I hope they're on the same page. I'd like to see, and they ran quite a bit of run plays, and I'd like to see, outside of that TJ Hammond's run, the run game just wasn't, it looked like holes still weren't quite opening up. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of that in this third scrimmage on the 17th. I'm kind of curious about some of the position changes. They've moved guys around. You've got the Notre Dame transfer, Luke Jones, who's actually from Little Rock. They're moving him around up front. It sounds like he's might be in a pretty good battle at left guard. So we'll see what's going on up there. Tykees Crawford, the former four-star kid that ended up having to commit to the Charlotte 49ers. He's been a heavy participant during the spring during all their practices, and it sounds like he's actually been pretty outstanding in some of his. Well, I should say outstanding. I don't want to oversell anybody, but it sounds like he's been a force to some degree. So I wonder what they do with him up front. The rumor has been since he committed or since he ended up signing, he's going to play right tackle. I wonder if by the 17th we're going to have those pieces in place. And by that point in time, like you're gearing up. This is the roster you're going to take into, or your depth chart that you're going to take into summer voluntary workout, and then you're going to go into fall camp, and this is what you're going to work with. So I'm a little curious what they do up front on the offensive line. But probably more than anything, it's going to be the quarterback, receiver. Are they on the same page? Are they synced up together? And just how they look as far as smoothness on the offense, because that was something last year. They were so wildly inconsistent on offense. In the defense, we know why in the second half of the season why the wheels fell off. They just didn't. They don't have the depth at linebacker. Secondary was still kind of, outside of Jalen Catalon and maybe Mo Brown, there's still some work left to be done there. And as they got banged up and as the wear and tear of the SEC carried on for 10 games, the second half of the season, they weren't the same as they were in the first 4 or 5 games. So they're going to get an opportunity to work on that and hopefully get more time in with not the ones, because I've always said it's not so much about what the ones are doing when you've got them in place. It's about the guys behind them. I've started this hashtag. I swear I'm going to print the bumper stickers and the T-shirts. Hashtag quality depth matters. They need to get those twos ready to go. The guys behind Morgan and Bumper Pool at linebacker, the guys behind Jalen Catalon and Fouché and Mo Brown. I'm hoping we see more of them in this last scrimmage on the 17th, and it's going to be interesting to see where they're at.
It's a good hashtag. It's a bit lengthy. If you could,
it is
maybe. I don't know. I've got no suggestions on how to pare that down, but it's definitely directly to the point. No question about that. And most definitely in the SEC, quality depth matters. Ty Hudson on the line from Pig Trail Network. You get a bit of a sampling, a slice right here when he joins us here at the Voice of College Football. But head on over to Pig Trail Network to catch the complete rundown on Arkansas football. It's pretty obvious that Ty's all over it, and it gives us some great insight here. Which leads me to like the video, share the videos out on social media, because if you like the discussion, the debate, and the analysis, then others will as well. So please share the videos on social media. All right. So I got to think that there's not much of a connection typically between Arkansas and Michigan when it comes to some kind of recruiting connection. But Miles Rouser is a top 10 safety in the country, a top 150 player, regardless of position. And Michigan, meaning the University of Michigan, reeled in the top 2 players in the state. He's number 3, and he's headed your way.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge shock because I knew Arkansas was all over him. He's good size safety, about 6'1", 6'2", 185, 190 pounds, give or take. I know Michigan, they had a committable offer on the on the table for him, as did Alabama, Arizona State were all over him. But Sam Carter, who was his primary recruiter, did a heck of a job. And he was one of those guys that I was happy that so far, I should state that even though we're in the middle of spring camp, I'm happy he's still a Razorback. And he's done a terrific job, especially with this class, with just Rouser by himself. Miles Rouser was a big get. Like you said, he's a top 150 player according to the 247 composite. Top 3 player. It's not often you're getting a top 3 player out of the state of Michigan going to Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's just not really ever been a pipeline. It's typically west of here, Oklahoma into Texas, and then you dip down into northern Louisiana, and then whoever you can manage to get out of Tennessee and Mississippi. But that's a pretty lengthy pipeline all the way up to his neck of the woods there in Belleville. I guess he's from Detroit, Michigan, but out of that area in the country. That was I was a little surprised they were able to get him. I really was. But great get for Sam Carter. And this class is really off to a solid start. Even before him, I mean, I think he's their third 4-star already at this point.